Right fellas, welcome to an awesome, really clear, not rushed guide. It might be a long one, but that means I'm not rushing like all the YouTubers are where they've got under 20-minute Easter egg guides and they're like blah, 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 blah. So this one is a really super easy guide, mainly for solo but also for co-op, but solo players enjoy this one. Right, so before you get into the match, you want to make sure that it is a solo match or an online match, not a custom mutated match or anything of like that, or a casual match, because the Easter egg is not going to work on a casual or a custom mutated map. And the gold gums that I used were the in plain sight. That is the best I could use. The max ammo is absolutely essential, especially for the boss fight, so try and get a cashier back before you start this. And then I had a free fire on, which is almost like a tiny max ammo. And then I had the get a new shield one on, which is quite helpful actually, because you know you might waste some points using some points on some shields. Perk wise, I had Dying Wish in solo. That is an absolute lifesaver. It basically, when you get to death, it gives you like a last chance and you have 1 health. It's pretty cool. This one I've got on because the tail helmet's quite cool. Stamina up is essential for many steps and the boss fight. And the last one I've got on here is Unreal. It's the zombie shell one, and when you kill some zombies it leaves like a explosion that keeps on going for about 10 seconds. It is almost like a zombie blood, and you can stand in that as well, and no zombies will come and get you for about 5 to 10 seconds. And I had the katana because that is the best special weapon for me. And I had a talisman, which I started the game with an LMG, which helps just getting up rounds a little quicker. So there you go fellas, that is all you need before you start the match. And we can get into the first step. So when you get into the map, you want to get power on and Pack-a-Punched open. If you don't know how to do that, go check out my guide, I'll whack it in the description. Right fellas, I've got a super clear, easy to understand, not rush guide to complete the first Easter egg step in Alpha Omega. So firstly, before you start the game, make sure you're in a proper game, a normal game. I'm in solo here. In the last game, I did a mistake. I went in a custom match, or I think I might have done casual by mistake. You can't do Easter eggs in those. You want to make sure it's a normal match and you can start the game. So when you get in, turn on the power and open Pack-a-Punch. And the round after you've opened Pack-a-Punch, you want to come up to the operations building here towards spawn, and you're going to see this machine come on. This machine is called Rushmore, and you're going to interact with this lad throughout the Easter egg. So you want to press square on this while he's talking, and you'll see the keypad spawn. So now we can start the first Easter egg step. You want to go buy the Galvanuckles for 5 bloody grand from the lorry. Costly, get double points on go, my advice. So once you've bought the Galvanuckles, you want to go down into the bunker and you want to find a static TV. There are 4 spawn locations for the TV, so I'm going to show you them right now fellas. There's one in the diner. You want to follow my route I take here, head inside, and it's based nicely in the middle of the diner. Onto a second spawn location for the TV, and it's in the beds area. You can find it here next to this window to the right of Pack-a-Punch. And also in the beds area there is a static TV spawn location. As you can see in my game, that is the correct TV with the static on it. And lastly, there's one more spawn location in the lounge. You want to follow the route I take here, go down here, and near tent where Bear Grylls or Ray Mears is camping, you'll see the TV there. So what you want to do is find the static TV. You want to get a zombie. You want to get the zombie very close at TV, and you want to Galvanuckle the zombie. And then the TV will turn on and start telling you some numbers and codes. So you want to get a bit of pen and a bit of paper out, and you want to write these down in the order that the woman reads them out on the TV. Subtitles help a lot. That's what I've got in my game. So here we go, you want to write these down from 1 to 5. For me in my game, E0215. So when you write these down, just forget about the letters for now. Write the letters down, but the numbers are times to put into a clock. So in between the second and third number, put 2 dots, so it helps you understand that that's going to be a clock number. So for the second one in my game, A0245. Third code in my game, C1200. The fourth code in my game, B1015. And then the 5th code in my game, D0900. So you should have something like this written down on your bit of paper. You've got the letter and the numbers, which I've also told you that are clock numbers. And make sure the 1 to 5 in the order, read and out. Is that a word? Read and out? Read and, that's not a word. Read and out from the TV. I'm going to go with that. So now, fellas, you've got your bit of paper outside with all these lovely codes and numbers on and letters. So we're going to go back up to top at map. And there's 6 iconic buildings in this, top at map. You've got the 2, which are the Nuketown houses. And then you've got these new 4 ones towards spawn. And each of the building has their own little letterbox. And on the letterbox is a letter. So, for example, in my game, the first code on my bit of paper is E0215. So, I'm going to find the building with the letterbox with the letter E on, and I'm going to go input into the clock inside 0215, which is also known as 2:15. So, this is the building here with the letter E on. You can see the letterbox there. We're going to go inside and find the clock on the wall. In this building, the clock is here. And all you do is press square to interact with it and basically move the hands to the numbers on your codes. So for me in my game, 0215, 2:15. When you've done it, leave it for a few seconds and you'll get a quote saying, "You've done it, fantastic." And then you want to go onto your second code. We're going to go find another building. For me in my game, the letter A. So we need to go find the building with the letterbox that has the letter A on. There we go. So this is the building here. You can see the letter A on the floor. Then we're going to go inside and find the clock. Here is a clock in this building. And again, we input the numbers into the clock. For me in my game, 0245, which is also known as 3:15. Fantastic. Leave it a few seconds. When you've got it on it perfectly, quote, boom, that's the second one done. On to the third code in my game now. Your codes will be different to mine, but it's the same tactic. And I need to go find the letterbox which has the letter C on. And this is the building here with the letterbox. You can see the letter C, there it is. Head inside and find the clock. The clock in this building is right here, fellas. And for me in my game, I need to put 1200 into this clock, and that is 12 o'clock. Boom, simple innit? Few seconds, boom, the quote will come on. You've completed that third one. On to my fourth code now, and this letter is the letter B. So I'm going to go find the building with the letterbox with the letter B on. You've surely got it now. Here it is. This is the building with the letter B on. I'm going to go inside, find the clock, and for me in my game, I had to input 1015 into the clock, which is also known as 10:15. So I've got it on 10:15, leave it a few seconds, quote will come up saying you've done it. And on to the fifth code in my game, the letter is the letter D. So here is the building with the letterbox with the letter D on, you can see it there. Go inside and find the clock. The clock in this building is right here on the wall. And I'm going to put 0900 into the clock for my game. That is 9 o'clock. Left it a few seconds when I got it on 9 o'clock. And then the quote will come up and you've bossed it. So that is 5 buildings we've entered. There is one more building that we've not entered. There was only 5 codes, not 6. So the poor old little building that we didn't enter is the building we need to go find. So for me in my game, I didn't enter this building. This is the letterbox with the letter F on. As you can see in my codes, there's no F in it. So that means I've not been in that building. And that's the building we need to head to. So I went into the building and I found the clock. And all I did was press square or hold square on the clock. And it turned by itself. It landed on a new time. And when you do that in your game, you want to write that down on your bit of paper because that's the number we're going to input into Rushmore. So for me in my game, you can see it's 4 o'clock. So I'm going to put 04 500 down on my bit of paper, because that's it, fellas. That's the code I'm putting into Rushmore. So I head to Rushmore onto keypad 0400, enter, and when you've done it correctly, Rushmore will say, oh, I can't trust your pyramids and crap. That means you've bossed this Easter egg step. So you want to let him talk for a bit, talk crap. Then once he stopped talking, you want to go back to Rushmore, press square to start the next Easter egg step. If your code isn't working that you're inputting into Rushmore, you want to make sure you've pressed square on the clock, and you want to make sure it is the building that you've not entered and inputted one of your 5 codes into. So for me in my game it was 4 o'clock, and sometimes you might see that as 1600. That's not what you want to do. If it was 3 o'clock in your game, for example, it's going to be 0300. It's not going to be 1500, if that makes any sense. So when you complete the first Easter egg step, it also unlocks a Pack-a-Punched Ray Gun Mark II, which is what basically got me through the Easter egg. You just need to go upstairs in the operations room and the Ray Gun Pack-a-Punch Mark II will be there to pick up. So you want to keep that throughout the whole game. Right, on to the second Easter egg step now, and this one you need to go find a Nova 6 crawler in the bunker near some vents. It sounds pretty vague that, but I'm going to show you exactly what to do. So this Nova 6 crawler is red, it's pretty lit. So you want to go down to the bunker, you want to go into the lounge, into the generators, storage, beds, just anywhere in the bunker. And there isn't like a certain spot to look really, just keep on looking and searching until you come across one of these red crawlers. So I came across this red crawler, and all you need to do is escort this crawler all the way back up to the Transfusion Facility. So this crawler can shoot you, and you can't shoot it or it's going to die and it's going to fail you. And if you do that, like I did here, I was so close to completing this little step. I shot the crawler in the Transfusion Facility. What an absolute noob. So I've got to wait again till next round, go back down into bunker and find the red crawler again. So again, I just looked about the spot, looked around the bunker, and I came across the lad again. So this time I did make the same mistake. You're going to have a lot of zombies parkouring behind you. You want to keep quite close to this crawler or it's going to start walking off in a different direction, and yeah, it's pretty rogue really. But this is all I did here. I had the shield on, which has helped me so much. So when the red Nova crawler gets pretty much behind me legs and starts hacking me ankles, that's when you just want to just walk with your shield really. They'll just smack your shield, you can walk yourself up to the Transfusion Facility, and it's pretty simple really. If you've got a ray gun like me, you don't want to use that to shoot any other zombies. You want to aim for the heads of any other zombies so you don't kill the red crawler. The red crawler will stop and like do some sort of attack, so just keep on looking behind you every 10 seconds or so to make sure the red lad is still there. So the Transfusion Facility is this building here. You want to escort the lad inside and you want to get him towards this window here. He's going to go through the window and you've bossed that step really, fellas. You'll hear some Rushmore banter on the tannoy and he's going to say about making it into a milkshake and all that crap. And that's when you've done the step and you can go back to Rushmore after he's talked and crap. You can press square on Rushmore and that is that step complete, fellas. Right fellas, on to the third Easter egg step now. And this one, we have to go find the stolen canister of the element 115 and we need to build the robot Adam. Pretty cool. So what you want to do is get a pen and paper and we're going to go find some codes. There are 4 codes in total and I'm going to show you their spawn locations. So what you want to do on your bit of paper is do what I do here. You want to have Soldier Kurd, Toy Soldier Kurd, Peter McCain code, Pernell code. And you're basically going to find a bit of paper on map. There's a specific name correlating to that code, and yeah, simple shit. So we're going to go start with the Soldier Kurd, and this can spawn in 2 locations. One location is in the APD interrogation building, and it's going to be on this desk opposite the APD, also known as the big fucking triangle. And the second spawn location for the Soldier Kurd is upstairs in the same building and it's on this desk here. And here it is in my game. You can see the code 5548. The code might be different in your game, and all you want to do is write the name Sawyer, and you want to write down the code, and you've done it, fellas. That is that one complete. So now we're going to go find the Toy Soldier Kurd, and this one has one spawn location, and it's in the operations room. If you follow my route here, when you come inside the door, take a left and it's on the desk there, and you want to write down your code next to the Toy Soldier name on your bit of paper. In my game it's 7626. Now on to the third person, Peter McCain. What a lad this guy is. So his code can spawn in the APD control room. This is down in the bunker, and if you follow my route here, it's to the right of another big triangle thing, is it? I can't remember. You want to shoot the stack of papers and you'll see the code appear. You will see Peter McCain written on the bit of paper, and you also want to write down the code. In my game it's 7419. And on to the last name now, and this one is Pernell. And what you're going to do to get this code is come down into the bunker, and outside the APD control room is the solitary room. Pretty small room really. You'll find these keys on the wall. Go up to keys, press square, and you'll grab a key off the wall. Now you want to make your way to the yellow house. Go upstairs, and you want to press square on the desk here. A drawer will open up, and you can see code. So the Pernell code is on this bit of paper, so you just write it down. For me, the code was 5353. So you've got your bit of paper, you've got all your codes correlating to the different people, the different things. So now we're going to go to the keypad at Rushmore, the Rushmore computer lad. And for me, I got a new shield and I saved a zombie at the end of the round. That is the best tactic to complete this input in the codes. So we need to input those codes we just found on the bit of paper, but we need to input them in a certain order. So this is the order you want to be putting them in. So the Toy Soldier code will be inputted in first, then the Sawyer code, then Peter McCain, legend, and then Pernell. So if you want to write it on your bit of paper, get a new bit of paper and write down Toy Soldiers 1, Sawyer code 2, Peter McCain, legend 3, and Pernell number 4. So when you're ready, you want to input the first code. For me, it was the Toy Soldier 7626. You press enter, and the machine will say, yep, all good, that's the Toy Soldier code. And then you've got 1 minute to input the second code. So wait for Rushmore to stop talking. It's quite annoying actually. When he stops talking, you can input the Sawyer code. For me in my game, it was 5548. It's quite hard with the one zombie, but with a shield, you can stand at the keypad and he can slap you on your back and you won't get hurt. So good tactic. I pressed enter, and that is the Sawyer code complete. The Rushmore computer will say, yeah, all good for that one. And then he will start talking again and say, right, you got another minute to input the next code. Wait until Rushmore stops talking, and then you can input the Peter McCain, the Legends code into the keypad. This one for me in my game was 7419. Press enter. Boom, we've bossed it there. It'll say, yeah, that's all good for Peter McCain. McCain chips. And it will start talking again, will Rushmore. And it will say, lastly, you got 1 more minute to input the last code. So you want to input the Pernell code this time. For me in my game it was 5353. You press enter and you will have bossed it, fellas. You now need to go down into the storage room and you're going to find the robot called Adam. And all you do is press square to activate Adam. If you fail this step, come back to here next round and you can buy Adam for another $3,000. And you want to escort him towards the back of the greenhouse. You want to go down the bunker stairs and you want to come to this location here. So when you come here with Adam the robot, he will start talking to someone through the wall. And then eventually some lad will toss out the 115 element canister. There it is on the floor. You can pick it up and all you do is take it back to the Transfusion Facility where you dropped off that red Nova 6 crawler, and you just want to place the canister in with the other canisters on this lovely shelf here. And boom, fellas, you've done that step, and all you do is go back to Rushmore, press square on the Rushmore computer, and the next step will start. Right, on to the 5th Easter egg step, and you want to go build the Telepaths. If you don't know how to do this, then go check out my guide, I'll whack it in the description. And before we do anything with the Telepaths, I'm going to tell you what to do in this step. It's pretty simple. So you want to come over to the garage, and you can see this little panel on the wall, this window, and it's got a fuse inside. And all we need to do is get one of those rogue electric zombies to shoot an electric shot at that fuse. So the best thing to do is mid-round, or at the start of a round, you want to hoard up and you want to wait until one of these electric zombies spawn. Kill quite a lot of zombies so there aren't as many in the garage. And then when you feel like it's the best time to go into garage, you want the electric zombie to be outside the garage, you want to go stand near the fuse, and the electric zombie will shoot an electric bullet at you, and that will also hit the fuse, and the door of the panel or the fuse will open up. You don't want to pick this up yet, fellas, because we need to go place the telepaths. So you need to place 2 of the telepaths to 2 different locations. You want to put one in the prisoner holding location of the map. This is where you want to be. You want to place one of your telepaths here. And then you want to place the second telepad in the garage right next to the fuse. So once you've done that, you want to make sure you've got stamina on and you've got full katana, your specialist weapon, because that means you can run absolutely rapid when you get your katanas out, your special weapon out, and you've also got stamina. So this is how you complete this step. You have to be very quick about it. So what we're going to do, at the end of the round is the best time to do this. You want to come to garage and you want to pick up the fuse, and as soon as you pick up the fuse, you want to get your katana out, and then you want to get into the teleporter. And then you're going to teleport into the prisoner holding location, and you want to sprint as fast as you can all the way to operations before the time runs out, and you want to put the fuse into this panel here. So it might take a few goes. For me in my game, I just failed. I wasn't quick enough. There are green lights counting down, and when there's no green lights on the operations panel, that means you've not been quick enough. So all I did was next round I got another electric zombie to shoot the fuse in the garage, and then I just tried it again. So this time I bossed it, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So I picked up the fuse and I went into teleporter and I got me full katana out ready. And as soon as I spawned, I didn't run into any obstacles. I ran straight through each of the doors and I got to the operations panel in time. Press square, the fuse will go in, and you've done it, fellas. Right, fellas, on to the 6th Easter egg step now, and this one is a very simple step, and all you want to do is make sure you've got a pack-a-punch weapon with brain rot on. So if you don't know how to do this, you firstly pack-a-punch a weapon. I've got the Hades, and then you want to re-pack-a-punch it for 2,500. Just keep on re-pack-a-punching it until you get the brain rot upgrade on the weapon. So now we can start the step. So there's going to be 3 paintings in the map. You're going to shoot a brain rot zombie to smack down a painting in 3 areas, and there's going to be a code behind the painting. It's all simple over here, fellas. So we're going to go to the first painting, and this one is in the beds area of the bunker. So all I've done here is save a few zombies end at round, and I've cheminate painting, which is near this window here, and then I shot my pack-a-punch weapon with the brain rot upgrade on, shot at the zombie turned into the brain rot, and it teared down the painting, as you can see here, and then there's going to be a code written on the wall. All you want to do is get a bit of paper or your phone out, and you want to write down the code. So we're going to go to a second location, and again this is in the bunker, and you want to come to the lounge area. And again it's best to wait till end of the round or do it at the start of the round. And you're going to see some zombies come in. You want to shoot your brain rot pack-a-punch weapon at one of the zombies right near the painting on the wall. The zombie will tear it down, and again you're going to see another code. You want to write this down in your game. The codes will be different in everyone's game, so just write it down on your bit of paper, and we'll move on to the last location. And this one is in the greenhouse staircase. It's probably the hardest one, this, because it's very tight. And what I did was saved about 5 to 6 zombies at the end of the round. I came into the greenhouse, the painting is at the top of the stairs here, and I shot some zombies with me brain rot pack-a-punch weapon. And then the brain rot zombie smashed down the painting, and I can write down the last code on the wall. So you should have 3 codes written down on your bit of paper. Make sure they were exactly as they were written on the walls. So now we're going to input these into the Rushmore machine on the keypad in operations. So it's just like an earlier step where when you input the first code, you've got 1 more minute to input the second code and then 1 more minute to input the third code. So do it at the end of the round, save a zombie, get a shield on your back, because the last zombie in the round can't kill you if you've got a shield and you're inputting the numbers into the keypad. So it's a pretty simple step really. Pack a punch your weapon, get brain rot on it, 3 locations of paintings, 3 codes, input those 3 codes into the keypad, and then once you've done all 3 codes and Rushmore is happy with that, he will start talking for a bit, and then to start the next step, all you do is press square on Rushmore. Right fellas, on to the 7th step of the Easter egg, and this one is a really simple one actually. You want to save 1 zombie at the end of the round and you want to come down into bunker. So there's going to be 6 panels on the wall and we're going to be flicking them up or down, and I've got this really simple guide here fellas, it's so easy. So we're going to be putting 3 panels in 3 areas up and 3 panels in 3 areas down, and that is how we're going to complete this step. So I'm going to show you the 3 panels that need to be pointing down. So you want to come to the lounge area and you want to follow my route I take here, and you can see this panel on the wall. This is what the panel looks like, and you can see a lever on the right side of it. So to interact with it, you just press square. So all you want to do is make sure this lounge panel is pointing down. And now we're going to go to the solitary area of the map, and there's going to be another panel on the wall. So here is the panel here fellas, and again just press square to make the lever pointing down. And then finally you want to come to the storage area of the map, follow my route I take here. This is where the panel is on the wall, and again make sure this panel's lever is pointing down. So now we've done all the panels that need pointing down, we're going to go do the ones that need pointing up. So you want to come to the generator part of the map, you want to follow my route I take here. This is where it is on the wall, and all you do is make sure that this lever on the panel is pointing up. And now you want to come to the beds area of the map, and the panel is on the wall here next to this window, and all we do is make sure this panel's lever is pointing up. And then finally you want to come to the diner area of the map. You can see the panel on the wall here, and we're going to make sure that this panel's lever is pointing up. And when all the lights on the panel are green, that means you've bossed this step fellas. So now all you need to do is go back to the top of the map, and you're going to go turn the power on like you did at the start of the game using that same lever. The power will come back on and you can now go talk to Rushmore. Press square on Rushmore after he stopped talking and for ages, and that's going to start the next step. Right fellas, on to the 8th Easter egg step now, and this one is a pretty tough one actually, one of the tough steps, but it's very doable, especially on solo as well. So this is for solo players but also for co-op players as well. So I'm going to have a really easy, clear, not rushed guide on how to do this step. So you want to talk to Rushmore and you're going to start this step, and you're going to be doing 3 lockdowns, and you want to make sure you've got your katana or your specialist weapon on full. You want to make sure you've got some Pack-a-Punch weapons, and also having the ray gun Pack-a-Punch, the ray gun Mark II Pack-a-Punch is awesome as well. And any other awesome goggle guns you've got, you can use them. So what you want to do is go find a sparking mannequin around the map. This first lockdown piece will be the easiest one, and I've found many sparking mannequins at the back of the greenhouse, back of the yellow building as well. But for me in my game, this one was at the back of the greenhouse building. You can see the sparking mannequin here. And when you're ready, you want to interact with this, press square on the mannequin, and that's going to start a 40 to 60 second lockdown process in this area. And this one is the easiest out of the 3, like I've said, and the best thing to do is just hoard up. That is all I did here. I had a full shield on the back as well. Every time I ran underneath the stairs or past the stairs, I would either go up the stairs and jump off the other side, or I'd just shoot a few, wanderers dropping down from stairs. I'd shoot them with my ray gun and run past. Just keep on hoarding up. It's pretty simple, this first one really. You can do this in the yellow building area as well. You can run around and hoard up and just kill a few ones that might drop on your head. So after about 40 to 60 seconds, the sparking mannequin will blow up, and that's when the mannequin will drop an arm for you to pick up. So once you've completed the lockdown process, go to where the sparking mannequin was and pick up one of the arms, and we can move on to the second one. So before you start the second lockdown process, you want to maybe go find it first, and then maybe wait towards the end of the round to start it. Make sure you've got some full ammo, maybe a full katana for your full specialist, and also make sure you've got a full brand new shield, because they will smack it down. So the second one for me was in the lounge area. There's many spawn locations for these down in the bunker. There's, one in the beds, there's one in the diner. I think there's one in storage, I think. You don't need to know all the locations because it's very easy to see as a sparking mannequin. But for me, this one was in the lounge. And I started this one, and this one was quite a tough one. It's very tight, and you've not got a lot of space to hoard. But I did try to hoard up, going around in a circle around the lounge area. It did get quite hard because a few zombies would come through the door, come through the windows. But the Pack-a-Punched Ray Gun Mark II is absolutely unreal for this step. I tried it before without a Ray Gun Mark II, and I think I died and I started malling. But this one, the second one's tough, doable. Use your katana if you want it, or you can save it for the third one. But try not save things and think too far ahead, or you're gonna die. But yeah, it's a tough one. This one. Any other tips for this one is just make sure your shield's there and keep on holding up, keep on shooting any wanderers that come in, and after 40 to 60 seconds you're going to complete it, and you can go back and pick up the arm from where the sparking mannequin was. So before you start the third one, you want to again wait towards the end of the round. It makes it a little bit easier. You want to get your shield full. You might even want to go through a full round and get your katana up to full, because it's the hardest one is this one. And there's many spawn locations for this one again. There is one spawn location that I've seen in the prisoner holding area. That is the building where there's a Pack-a-Punch gun in the locker to pick up. It's in there. There's also one which I've seen down in the diner area and in the beds area. But for me, this one was in this, what's it called? The Transfusion Facility. That's it. This one was in the garden next to one of the box spawn locations. You can see it here. And I started it. And this one was quite tough, but I did get me katana out. That maybe takes your special weapon maybe 10, nearly to 20 seconds of the time up. You can slice some people up like it's Left 4 Dead. And then again, the Ray Gun Mark II just absolutely bossed it for me on here. My shield helped as well. And I also had a really cool perk on actually. If you guys wanted to copy me, it's the Zombie Shell Modifier Perk Tonic. Basic zombies have a chance to explode when killed, leaving behind a contamination field that slows enemies. And you can always stand in that, and it's almost like a zombie blood. So that's really cool, is that. But after 40 to 60 seconds, you will have completed this lockdown, and you can pick up the head where the sparking mannequin was. So now you want to come to this area here. This is where the pyramid is, and you can see a mannequin almost look like he's frozen in place like on Day After Tomorrow. And you want to place the arm and the head, well both arms and the head, onto the broken mannequin. And that's going to start a nice talking little cutscene almost. And it's Peter McCain in the mannequin's body. That is what's going on here. And you're going to have a little talking scene and a bit of banter. And that is that step complete, fellas. Right fellas, on to the last step before the boss fight, and this one is a really simple one if you copy my guide. I've got a really clear, not rush guide and the best tactic, especially in solo, also for co-op. So this is the blue escort step. So once you've completed the lockdown process of getting the mannequin arms and heads and you've placed them onto the mannequin body and talked to that Peter McCain lad, you can now go find a blue orb around the map. Loads of spawn locations with these, but they're really easy to find actually. So all you want to do is go around the map at the end of the round, and you're going to look into every window there is possible, and you're going to find a blue orb. And I've done this a few times. I've seen a few spawn locations. There's many in the yellow building windows down and upstairs. There's many in the greenhouse upstairs and downstairs. There's some in the Pack-a-Punch windows down in the bunker. Just check every window possible in the game. It's a very easy to see blue orb. But the best tactic, you want to listen to what I say here. You want to go find the blue orb at the end of the round, but when you see it, you don't want to go anywhere near it. What you want to do first is find it. So almost like sneak and peek around the map. don't like run into the window like, hey, it's me, Blue Orb, you know. Don't run into the window and instantly start the step. Just be about 10 feet away from every window and have a sustain the peak into the window. And for me in my game, I found the Blue Orb in the yellow house building upstairs in the window. You can almost hear the fuzzy staticky noise of the Blue Orb, so listen to that in your headphones or your TV. So look what I've done here. I've found the orb. I've not gone up to it like an absolute noob. I've stayed about 5 to 10 feet away from it. So now I know where the Blue Orb is. I'm going to go input into the keypad an undead man walking code that makes a zombie slow down for 5 minutes to walking pace. And it's just easy. Absolute easy, fellas. So you want to go to the Rushmore keypad, and hopefully you've not like already put the code in earlier in the game. But you want to input the code 3279 into the keypad of Rushmore, and that's going to start a 5 minutes undead man walking. So as soon as you put the code in, go back to your Blue Orb, go right up to the window where it is, and it's going to start the escort step. So this is why I said find the Blue Orb, don't start the step, so you can go to keypad, put the undead man walking in, and then you can actually do the step. So the step now is absolutely easy. It's like round 1, walking pace zombies. It's always nice to have your shield on your back as well, a full one of them, but you just basically have to follow the Blue Orb around the map, and it's going to get to where Peter McCain is in the almost spawn area, and you can't like run away from the Blue Orb and let it do its thing. You have to basically hold its hand. If it's stuck in midair, just like jump at it, or if it's up high on some stairs and it's not going anywhere, you want to just go as far as you can near it, and then it'll start moving. But yeah, it's pretty simple this, just follow the orb, and if you stick next to it, it's going to take about 3 minutes to do, 4 minutes to do, so the undead man walking won't wear off at all. Just keep on following it, and you're going to make your way to where Peter McCain was in the mannequin, that triangle APD I think it is, and then the Blue Orb will sit in the chair, and it's going to start another talking sequence and some banter. And then that is the last step complete before you start doing anything towards the boss fight. So now, once all the talking stopped, you can go back to Rushmore, you can interact with Rushmore, and that's going to basically get you on the way towards the boss fights. Right, on to the boss fight, and this is for co-op, but also mainly solo. Solo players enjoy this one. So, before you start the boss fight, go to end at round, save a few zombies. You want to get all your perks up, you want to get full ammo on your weapons, pack-a-punch your weapon. The Ray Gun Mark II is the best weapon to use for this boss fight. It saved my butt, and it's also the weapon to basically kill the boss. So if you don't know how to get the pack-a-punched Ray Gun Mark II, if you've not got it, it should be in the operations room to pick up. When you do the first Easter egg step, when you've completed that, it's going to basically be there to pick up, and it's in the operations upstairs on the wall, so you can pick that up and also get yourself a full shield. So when everyone is ready in the game, in solo it's just you, lol, you want to go down to the bunker, to the APD control room, and this is going to start the boss fight when everyone in the game presses square on these computer panels here. So the first like pre-boss fight step is to basically kill zombies in this room with the APD in, and you can see these 4 soul canisters around in each corner of the APD triangle pyramid, and basically you just kill off the mannequin zombies, and every kill the soul will fly to the canister, and it's pretty simple really. It's almost like that step from Moon. So you're going to kill about maybe 10 to 20 zombies, feed the souls into the first blue canister that's lit up, then that one's going to be filled up, and you're going to move to another canister that's going to start collecting souls, kill some zombies near that one. It's pretty simple. There aren't a lot of zombies in this area, and also if you've built the shield on the buildable table in the APD control room, that's going to help you a lot because you can just go back to that and get a new shield if you've run out. So you'll fill up a second blue canister. So that's basically it. Fill up the blue canisters with zombie souls, and then there's going to be some talking. The zombies will go, and you want to come to the bottom of the stairs here, of the APD, and you're going to see something pretty random, pretty cool, and also the boss. And this is the electric guy from Transit, if you remember him. He's absolutely parkour, loving life is this kid. And basically he's going to talk for some bit. It's Peter McCain, I think. And he's going to talk for a bit. And then there's going to be a countdown from 10 to 1. It's going to be like counting down as a nuke. But it's not going to go off. The nuke is going to count down. It's going to all blow up. The screen will go white. And that is basically the start of the boss fight. So at the start of the boss fight, you'll see the boss, the electric guy, talk for some time on the stairs of the pyramid. And then all the doors will open and you can now go out towards the bunker areas, you know, the lounge, the diner, the beds, the generator storage, etc. So for the first step of the boss fight, you're going to be going to soul canisters in each of the areas and just filling them up, really. That is what happens. So there's one in each area, like the diner, the lounge, the beds, the storage room, etc. And they are just like the blue canisters that you filled up in the first pre-step of the boss fight. So they're very easy to see and figure out what they are. So what you're going to do is go around each of the areas in the bunker and you're going to go up to one of the canisters and you're going to hopefully come across one that says press square to interact with. When you come across one of them, that means that blue canister is ready to fill up with zombie souls. So everyone in the game needs to come into that area. And for me, it was the storage area. So everyone get into this area and one person presses square on the canister and that's going to start a little zombie soul killing step in this area. And all you do is kill zombies to fill up the canister with zombie souls. But also, while you're doing this, the electric boss guy will be in the room. So it felt quite simple in the solo game for me. I basically just stayed at the other side of the room from the electric transit lad. I was killing the zombies, feeding the canister with souls, and whenever the electric guy got anywhere near me, I just moved out of its way, moved further away from the lad. And you want to watch out for a few of the electric boss fights attacks. One of his attacks is just basically, when he's around you, he's just going to start electrifying you or the room, and it might hurt you a tiny bit. A second attack is basically when he gets really close to you, he can stun you, and that basically makes you stun for a few seconds and makes your gun go back into your pocket for about 5 seconds, so you're without a gun, which is kind of annoying. So you will eventually kill enough zombies to fill up the canister in one of the bunker areas. When this happens, and when you know that you've completed this, is when a max ammo and a carpenter will spawn, so you can go get that. And as soon as you completed one of the canisters in one of the areas, you want to get out of there as quick as you can, because the third attack from the blue electric transit guy is to basically wipe out the whole room. The only time he seems to do this is when you've completed one of the areas and filled up the canisters with the zombie soul, so get out of there as fast as you can and don't go in there until it's pretty much cooled down. You can also see, especially with the subtitles on, you can see when the narrator of the map basically says, don't go in this room, it's going to be full of electric. That's basically what the person says, so don't go into that room, so keep an eye out or listen on the audio for that. We can now go to a second area of the bunker and find another canister to press square on and start collecting zombie souls. So for me in my game, I checked the diner, I checked the, where else is it, the beds area, and I also checked the lounge area canister. And for me in my game, it was this one here, the lounge area canister. So when I was ready, I pressed square on the canister and I started filling the souls up to the canister. And this one was quite a tough one because the lounge area is quite a small area. You can't really hoard up in it. I did go down in this area, so it's very hard. But again, just watch out for the electric boss fights attacks. Stay well away from him. He can still hurt you even though you're like miles away from him in the area. It's going to be a tough one as this one, fellas, so just watch out. You can try hard up, but with your ray gun Mark II, just shoot as many zombies as you can and get the canister filled up with the zombie souls. Also, use your specialist weapon. Don't forget about that. The katana, for me, basically just kills anyone in its path. And it's very good at collecting a big horde of zombie souls. So once you've done this one, fellas, you'll see another max ammo and a carpenter spawn. You'll also see that the zombie souls stop going towards the canister. And you'll probably hear the narrator of the map say, "Get out of the lounge, it's going to be lit." Somewhere along those lines. So you've got another max ammo and you can move on to the third canister. I checked the beds area, I went up to it, there was no interaction button for that, so it must mean I need to go to the diner and do this canister. So this one is like the lounge area, it's a very tight space. Here is the canister, I pressed square on it and I started killing some zombies to fill up with zombie souls. So again I stayed a good way away from the electric guy, the boss, and I just kept on killing people with my ray gun Mark II. It's the best weapon for the whole boss fight is this. But for the third canister filling of the souls, you might hear a cooldown process, which basically means that the narrator will say, "Oh, cooldown required." So that's when you can leave the diner and just hoard up and then wait maybe 10 to 20 seconds, and then you want to go back into the diner, go up to the canister, and you want to press square to start it again, because the cooldown process will basically stop letting you kill zombies to feed up with zombie souls, and then leave it 20 seconds, come back and just restart it. And then again I killed some more zombies, watched out for the electric boss guy. I did move to the other side of the room when he got close to me, and then I moved back to where I was when he got close to me again. So it's basically move from one side of the room to the other when he gets close, and eventually you'll boss this and you'll fill the canister up, and that is 3 out of 4 complete. So now on to the last canister to fill up with zombie souls, and this one was in the beds area. This one's a better area to hoard in. It's almost like the first one I did, which was in storage, but it's a big spot. So this one is near Pack-a-Punch, and it's right here. Press square to interact. Make sure everyone in the game is in the area when you're pressing square on the canister. And you're going to start the last process of this step. So basically I was hoarding up again, and there weren't a lot of zombies actually. I just watched out for the electric boss fight guy, and whenever he got close I ran to the other side of the room, killing zombies as I went. And there wasn't a cooldown requirement for this, so again it was pretty straightforward. Hoard up, kill some zombies, watch out for the boss, and when you've done this one fellas, that is the first half of the boss step complete. And when you hear the narrator say you've done it, this is when, as fast as you can, you want to basically run towards the storage area of the map. And the reason why I say you need to make your way towards the storage area is because the lounge, the diner, and the beds and the generator area is going to start to be fully electrified, and if you walk in it you're going to start to lose health very quickly and you're going to go down. So as you can see here, I didn't know that because it was my first go in the boss fight, and I went down. Luckily I had like 1 revive left, so I got up and I ran as fast as I could towards the mini corridor that splits the generator and the storage. So these mini corridors that split off each area are very good places to basically get your health back up to 200. So as you can see here, I stayed in this corridor between the generator and the storage room. I killed a few zombies. I also waited for the electric guy to get anywhere near me, and then I got my health back up to 200. When I got full health, I ran straight through the storage, which now became electrified, and I ran all the way to the APD control room, and that is where you want to be fellas. So this is the last stage of the boss fight, and it's pretty tough, but you need to make sure you've got full ammo on your ray gun Mark II. You want to save that for shooting the electric guy, and if you've got a gobble gun, which is max ammo, because you might need it if you run out of your ray gun Mark II ammo. So here we go fellas, the boss fight, the ending boss fight. So you want to hoard up in this area. You want to save as much ammo as you can with your ray gun Mark II Pack-a-Punch, because we're going to be saving that for the electric guy. So the aim for this step is to shoot the electric boss into the door of the APD where he basically spawned at the start of the boss fight. And it's pretty tough as this because you might run out of your ammo, but that's why I'm saying save your ammo for the guy, and hopefully you've got a cashier back gobble gum. So what I did firstly was run around the APD area, the whole area, and I let all the zombies, get all behind me. I had a new shield because I built the shield in the APD room, which helped me a lot. And then I went for the electric guy. So this is what you want to do in your game. If you've got a full shield, it's going to help a lot because you don't mind the zombie slapping your shield while you shoot the electric guy. So this is what I did, fellas. The electric guy will always end up being in this area of the map. Basically the opposite side of the door where he needs to end up. So I took me zombies towards this area of the map. I saw the electric guy and I started shooting him towards this window here. I then started shooting him down this corridor here, getting him closer to the door of the APD. The only hard point of this is where you need to reload, because if you take too long to reload, the electric guy will go back to where he started. So that is why it's a very tough step, and you might use a lot of ammo getting him to like halfway towards the door, reloading, zombies hit you and he goes back to his starting point. So that might happen a few times, fellas, but my tactic works. So I'm going to show you it again from when it does work. So I come to the electric guy, I've got my horde behind me hitting my shield, I shoot the electric guy towards this window, I then aim down this corridor, shoot the electric boss down this corridor, I reloaded and I stopped, I let these zombies hit my shield, and as soon as I reloaded I started shooting the boss again. I shot him down this corridor and I'm getting very close to where he needs to end up. And basically when you get the electric boss to the bottom of the stairs, the APD will suck him in. And when this happens, you want to survive for the next 5 to 10 seconds. And then all the zombies will disappear, you'll hear some talking. And then the narrator of the map will say go to the computer panels and press square. So you do as he says, you press square on these computer panels. And you've done the Easter egg, you've bossed it, fellas. Oh my god, it's a great feeling, isn't it? So what happens now is you're going to hear some talking, and then the door will open up and you can go get the elemental shard, the blue object in the doorway. Go press square on that and you're going to see the cutscene, and there you go, fellas. I hope this has helped. I'll put the cutscene in a separate video so I don't spoil it for you, but a really cool Easter egg. I've made it as clear as possible. It might be a long one, but I don't like to rush things, I like to make it very clear. So I hope it helped. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to Just Gaming, fellas, and I'll see you in the next one.